Today, we're going to take a little journey across the globe. We're going to explore the incredible and sometimes pretty surprising ways our lives are all tangled up with our animal companions. From these unbelievable reunions to some seriously cutting edge science and even just simple acts of kindness, we're going to see just how deep this connection really goes. So let's dive in. 10. I want you to hold that number in your head for a second. 10. Imagine waiting for someone you love to come home for 10 days. Then 10 months, then a whole 10 years. Well, for one family, that's exactly how long they held onto a tiny bit of hope for their lost pet. And then, believe it or not, a miracle happened in Scotland. A 13-year-old cat who had vanished a full decade ago was just found. He was just wandering around in a community nearby. And the thing that made this impossible reunion happen, it wasn't magic. It was a tiny, simple piece of technology, a microchip. One that was put in years and years ago, and it held the key to bringing him all the way home. It's just, wow, a powerful reminder of how a tiny little chip can close a massive 10-year gap. So that microchip helped find a lost pet, right? But what if technology could do even more? What if it could help us to actually understand them? We're starting to see this really fascinating shift, moving away from the tech we know that reunites and into the future of what animal communication could look like. Artificial intelligence. Get this, researchers in Canada are building an AI that doesn't just hear a dog's bark. Nope, it analyzes everything about it, the frequency, the tone, all the unique patterns to figure out what it actually means. And this isn't about teaching an AI to play fetch either. The real goal here is to give vets a tool that can catch those super early subtle signs of pain or anxiety, way before a person might even notice something's wrong. It's kind of like giving our dogs a voice for when they need it the most. Okay, so we've got tech that reunites and tech that translates. It's incredible. But our relationship with animals is also shaped by these much bigger forces, these really complex systems of law and business that affect millions of pets and their owners every single day. Let's look at a couple of big examples. Over in the European Union, they're working on streamlining the rules for traveling with pets, trying to make it way easier and safer for families to move across borders with their furry friends. And then, in the United States, there's this huge lawsuit against a pet supply company that could literally change how products are marketed to millions of us. So you see, this isn't just boring paperwork. These are the giant structures that kind of define the safety and care our pets get. But, okay, let's zoom back in. Away from all the complexity of international laws and consumer rights, let's bring it all the way back down to the ground, to a single, simple, and truly life-saving human act. In Japan, when winter starts to roll in, you'll hear this simple phrase, bonnet knock. It's a public safety campaign, and it's all about protecting community cats, who, just trying to find some warmth from the cold, will often curl up inside the engine of a parked car. And the action itself? It is as simple as it sounds. Before you turn the key, you just gently tap on the hood of your car. That little knock-knock is usually all it takes to wake up a sleeping cat and give it a chance to get out of there safely before the engine starts. It's just a beautiful, low-tech, but super high-impact example of a community looking out for its own, a tiny action with huge consequences. So from a 10-year reunion made possible by a tiny chip, to AI that can translate barks, all the way to the huge legal systems that shape our lives, we've seen how our bond with animals is shaped by things that are both incredibly complex and beautifully simple. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. What does that bonnet knock look like where you live? What are the simple acts of kindness that can make a world of difference for the animals right outside your own front door?